Hey everyone, this is Zed Shadows. I'll start this video out with saying Happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, big day, get super full. We're going to be talking about the Zed Preseason changes. Start out with some items, maybe the masteries, but most importantly the Zed changes. The first one to go in effect was technically a bug fix. It changed his W, so the originally the Q apparently made the W come out faster, so your Q from your shadow was going to be coming out faster than it is now on live. I feel like that is really dumb because there's a lot of other other abilities that work very stupidly, and I think that was one of the lesser of them. But it's a change. It really messed me up because I like to use the WQE combo, which this change basically made it so you have to use the WEQ to make your Q more of a prediction than just having it right on top of them. And this new change with the whole W getting increased range by 100. It's now 700 instead of 600. The minimum range went down, which either way, not a big deal. And the move speed on the W came out. And I feel that Riot probably realized that the W nerf, or bug fix, in other words, was probably a mistake. So I think instead of buffing like the range on his W and the minimum range, they could have just implemented the the speed that comes out on to just basically revert the change and make it technically not a bug. But they then decided to buff him even more, with his ultimate also being buffed at early levels. It went from 25% damage to 30, and then 35 to 40, I believe. Maybe it was 20 to 30 and 35 to 40. Either way, Zed's mid-game damage is not what he was lacking. Honestly, it's the late-game struggles with the QSS Zhonya's purchases on the other team. And it's just going to make the bad Zeds better and the good Zeds the same. Like, it's not going to matter that much. The range on the W was just totally unnecessary. This was actually my first match with the new W change, and it was ridiculous. I feel like they tried to remove threat in the lane by making the WQ harder to hit for Zed, and then they just threw that in the trash with the increased range. You can now outrange a lot of abilities with his shadow and get away with it, no problem. And then it also increases threat ranges for ults. Either way, feel like mostly everything except for the attack, the animation speed on it was completely unnecessary, and I feel as though they should have just did the animation speed up, and that we could call it good, because Zed's not going to be in a better place just because he's buffed. It's going to have to be a meta shift of some kind. And right now with the whole 80 carry main thing, it might turn out that he will be good in this meta. I'm not quite sure yet. They might just be able to one-shot you instead, and we'll have had that moment with Graves jumping in and him ulting and queuing and we're dead. So overall, I think that it's not the worst thing that could happen, but it's also not the best thing. I feel like they're putting him in a too strong of a point, because that early game damage is not what Zed was lacking. They're just buffing something that doesn't need to be buffed, which is gonna make a very big turnaround for Zed players. I think that is it for this video. did pretty well. The landing stage of this video wasn't very good. Bard ended up ganking, and I get a kill off of that. Missed my Q there. Would have got a kill because of that. I need to work on one thing. I need to work on personally is maybe using my shadow on my Q shadow a little bit later, because it's really it's getting harder for me to predict it. I need to be more conservative now that you can't instantly get a hit off with your shadow Q. You need to rely more on your Q mechanics now with that change. Although now with the ult buff, may just need to rely on your ult. I think that's all, guys. I'm going to say happy Thanksgiving and good luck to all you guys trying to go into the preseason and learn new builds. Oh, builds! Another thing. Death Dance is now one of my favorite items. I like to play more of a Zed that will use spells more than auto attack, so crit builds aren't exactly my favorite thing to do. And what Death Dance does is it allows your abilities to also get the lifesteal. So your Q, your ult, your E, all of those will heal you for 12% of your life taken. And that alone, I feel like, is pretty great. Like, not to mention it gives you 10% cooldown reduction, which with your Ghost Blade, which you should probably be getting first, that gives you to 20, and then if you take the Mastery for 5 extra cooldown, you get 25, and 25 cooldown reduction is pretty much the max you can do with your energy, unless you're really good at conserving your energy. Or you just want to ult way more. But 25 is the goal cooldown on that. You can get Black Cleaver and get the 45 cap if you want, just for the lower ult and W cooldown to be able to outplay more often. But it's really not necessary. And another part of the change, the Death Dance, is that 12% of the damage taken will be a bleed effect on you over the next 3 seconds, I believe. And this will help a lot when you're split pushing top lane or trying to 1v1 someone, because the lifesteal on your spells might actually save you from that bleed effect. One thing I do find really annoying with it is it will stop your backing animation. So say you're taking damage from a minion like in the jungle and then you go back immediately. Your back will be canceled from that bleed effect for 3 seconds afterwards, which I find really annoying. It's only like 10 damage sometimes, and it can just... It will be really obnoxious a lot of the time. And I was pairing that up with Phantom Dancer, which allowed... Phantom Dancer now reduces damage taken by 12% from the person that you are attacking for the last 10 seconds or something like that. So pairing up Phantom Dancer and Death Dance will make that 24%, yeah. 24% of the damage taken reduced. Eventually you'll take 12% of that, but that makes your top lane split pushing ability like 10 times stronger. You'll be able to 1v1 90% of people, and you won't have to outplay them as bad. So one thing I've been doing lately is changing up my build for if I think that I could split push that game, I'll get Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge versus maybe a Black Cleaver and Bloodthirster if I'm in a team fight. Then another item that has really increased in popularity for me is the Maw Malmortius. It gives you armor penetration now, which is a great addition. If you're going against an AP like a Syndra or LeBlanc or anything like that, some heavy damage dealing AP that you are in possibility of getting nerfed, or maybe they have an AP like a Lulu mid and some Vlad top or something, or jungle AP, and you need some magic resist, I would advise getting Maw Malmortius, maybe even first item, because you can afford it with the armor pen. It won't really delay your build anymore, and you can get your ghost blade right after that. And I feel like that's a pretty good start. That's what I've been doing lately as well. The Mama Mortis also gives you kind of a rage effect when your shield pops, which gives you attack speed and lifesteal until you're out of combat. And that can help you in one of those sticky 1v1 situations as well. It doesn't actually only affect your 1v1 capability against APs. So that's also a good thing. I think that is it. Maybe masteries. Originally, I was really liking the move speed one. If you did 30% of their max health within 2 seconds, you get, I think it was 30% move speed. And that's more than Ghost does. And has a 10-second cooldown. Zed, all you have to do is a W combo, and you do 30% of the health. I feel like that is a really, really good mastery if you don't need the damage. Thunderlord's Decree is my second favorite, or probably the one I utilize most often. It'll really, if you get the WE and then double hit on the Q, you'll proc it in the lane with your harass, and that just adds another like 50 to 100 damage. But I think that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.